We're hitting 100 years this year. So we're having a few costumes, a few costume characters be wandering around the park. This is the outfits they're going to be wearing this year.
Huh. Well, speaking of costumes,
look who's here!
So Dad can't be here, but Cosmo made the trip, right? You got, all of you love stories. I was out to visit Eric Snow and Matt Eckert at Holiday World. They had an IAPA meetup, and we're riding back in a vehicle from a baseball game. And we're talking about the different characters. I got my picture taken with Holly Cat. And Matt Eckert's like, that's not Holly Cat. He's like, it's Kitty Claus. And I said, well, you have Holly Dog. Why would you have Holly Cat? And Eric goes, okay, well, you have the Creeper. I'm like, it's not the... Speaking of creepers...
He's going to get 3 wishes.
Yeah. It's Creeper, it's not the Creeper. It's the best conversation. I wish all of you were in that band that time. It was fantastic. So, well, Cosmo, thanks for joining us. You look great for 99 2/3. So Cosmo's gonna be here with us for a while, walking around. If you want to get any pictures off to the side, more than welcome to. He's not. Make sure he's around. He's a very agile chipmunk.
All right. So, as I said before, we have costumes around the park, but also we have a new calendar that has been released. We have a lot more 9 p.m. closing. We're still trying to get even later, but we're working our way there.
We are. We continue to challenge the teams. That there's 4 other parks that hit the 10 o'clock closing. Everybody in this room, everybody in the entire industry, our staff, everybody knows when's it most charming. Well, that's when those lights come on at night. So we're inching back, we're pushing back. Of those 4 parks, they're not pulling from Ellisburg, New Media, Bear Gap, the little towns that surround the metropolis of Ellisburg. So we're trying. We're fighting and clawing. So it is our goal to be able to announce the 10 o'clock closings here at some point soon.
So there's our in-season schedule. We also have the entertainment schedule has now been released. And so our 4th of July, which is the date that Knoebels started, was the 4th of July, 1926. So we have the Mahoney Brothers playing, who's a super popular band in our area. And they played at our 75th. They'll be playing for 100th.
Some of our team are like, are you nuts? The Mahoney's pack people in. Why do you want to have them for the, so now the Paul Harvey, the rest of the story. Well, they still think we're nuts.
All right, here's a few dates for you to remember. So, opening weekend is always the last weekend of April. Our 100th anniversary, as I said, is the 4th of July, but we have events going on the Friday and Sunday after, the Friday before, and the Sunday after. And Ace flies with 100 Knoebels, Ace flies with Knoebels 100, excuse me. So yeah, that was announced by Mike earlier, and the Phoenix Fall Fun Fest, of course. So we're all going to see you there, right?
So that sign, high-speed thrill coaster. One year when rides fall under Department of Ag, and they come to every park, every year, and they do a walk around, make sure everything's, you're checking cotter pins and R clips and the whole shebang, right? Well, they couldn't find anything, which was a true testament to our team. But they have to leave proof that they were at your park. So, do you remember how we call, it was the Overland coaster? Remember that? Well, we got rode up, and we kept the paper because it also goes over water, and that was it's not just over land, it's also over water. So we held on a funny little. I don't remember who was even working for the state at the time where we got scolded, but fun fact, a little hidden Mickey there.
All right.
Sorry, Cosmo.
We have a few projects. There's a couple other projects we had over different winners, but we have a neat little video here to show you.
Who for Who's the guy in bottom right? Anybody recognize the guy all the way on the right? What's that? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, you get free parking. You got that was Rick's joke.
There we go. together by Ethan Knoebel, who is a fifth generation Knoebel. So if you did, by the way, does anybody recognize this character here?
Billy Penn.
Yeah, there you go. It's Billy Penn. He was one of our first costume characters.
Yeah, Cosmo was there first, right? Duh.
So Panther cars.
So yeah, if you walk the park today, you'll see well, a lot of snow, but tell me, Jerome.
So we were watching that one video at Holiday World. Eric had that drone fly over the snow-covered park, and it looked fantastic. And Brian says, "We have to do that. You have a drone?" I said, "But my drone flew away."
True story. So yeah, we had to pull up the Panther car track. Just just too many years of it sitting down in the dirt, and as the trees grow taller, the surface roots and making things unlevel, and just such a perfect connection that you need in that hot rail to make them operate. So cleaning the site, you got to start over and redecorate the cake, we'll call it.
Oh, by the way, back to Panther cars. The original location. This is the third rebuild of the Panther cars, and the Panther cars were put in 1976. So kind of 50 years for them. Now they were not in operation from 72 to 76, but before 72, they were at where the remote boats are now. In fact, that remote boat roof is the original station for the Panther cars.
I don't remember that. I remember Spin Art. You guys remember Spin Art? Yeah, that was we did that.
So that is Grand Carousel.
So you've all walked through the park on a busy day, and the line for the carousel is way over this way, and then it's just we got to get the people off of that midway. So, but how do you do that with just not much room to work? So our team come up with some creative ideas. Going to have the outside jumpers, which Dad outside to catch the rings. Jumpers on the inside. He's I hate that line. But our insurance company sure likes it. Everybody's running and falling and tackling one another for an outside horse to be able to catch the brass ring. So insurance company kind of won on that one. Dad will somehow win in the end. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Here's the Byron Curve. Now we started Byron Curve a few years ago. We're still working on it, but we're getting progress every year. And we get a little progress actually every day. I mean, there's a little bit happening here and there. So we're going to stop the tethered system and go with the bus that goes all the way around. The hot rail. A lot of the original Byron Curves had that. So I think that everything's going to come together. Mike Boodley, who helped with our flying turns, he started, I think, out with Arrow, and he was a part owner of GCI for a long time, but he's helping us with this.
Yeah, we flew him out to Great America. I signed an NDA. They've been a great help to us to help, put Humpty Dumpty back together again, if you would. So, like Rick said, inching along little by little. So, we're not taking it out. We're going to beat the 7-year, flying turns that Mike continues to bring up.
So there's the Phoenix. You can go ahead with that.
Well, there's coaster maintenance. Who was it earlier? One of our speakers. Living, breathing. Is a wooden coaster. Try to say new wound motor rotor 3 times fast. As we're typing this up, we're just giggling and laughing. Putting this presentation together, and Rick will give you free. If you can say it 3 times fast, Rick's going to give you free parking.
Absolutely. All right. By the way, this guy right here is Frank Hoover. This is Dick Knoebel, and next to him is Frank Hoover. Frank Hoover was the original carpenter, the foreman carpenter, I guess, when there was the Rocket in San Antonio. And he lived about an hour away from us in Montoursville, PA. And then he was also the main foreman for Mr. Twister in Denver, Colorado, which Twister was modeled after.
Small world. He went to high school with Tom Remy. Tom didn't think that joke was very funny.
By the way, speaking of Tom Remy, that's him in the white shirt right there. So
much of the same. I think we can just click through some of these.
Okay.
Mike will be pulling us off stage, of course.
So we have the scooters, of course. I heard a lot of oohs from that with that Art Deco look around the roof of the scooter building.
And little by little, you'll see things happening. We redid the motorboat roof a few years ago. We put the neon across it. We're going to do the same for our scooter building. We'll have little decor pieces, scattered throughout. So little by little, it's getting there. The snow wasn't helping. What was the wind chill today? That certainly didn't help for the guys back at the park working.
All right, the sky slide. We're still working on that. We had to pause work for much of the summer until we had to. As we took it apart, we had to rejigger our plans quite a bit. But we now have another plan. We're working on that.
So one of the engineering companies that we were talking to, and they said, well, can we reuse the existing steel? They said, I don't know about that. You might have to go with new steel. And they said, well, we're not going to design a structure until we know how much concrete's underground. Can you show us that? So here's Hershey Park that knows that it's 10 million pounds of concrete. Okay, we don't do that at Knoebels. It's either one concrete truck or two concrete trucks. The dead man at the Twister, Tom. That's probably two concrete trucks. The Sky Slide's probably one concrete truck.
We just fill the hole until it's.
Yeah, true story. And our guys, when we poured the slug for that, our guys were going down into the creek bed, pulling rocks up and throwing that in the pit to build it up, to get it up to ground level. So when we unearth this thing, I don't know what we're gonna find. But it's one concrete truck.
Another coaster is the Flying Turns. Thank you again for the Ace Landmark thing, but we're doing a little bit of work on it. Actually, this happens every year. We have to replace some of the track, but this time the entire helix, which is between Lift Hill 1 and 2, is being replaced. So, and then we take apart the chassis every year. By the way, so we move the front car every year is going to be the last car the following year, and so we constantly keep moving. So every car is identical, except for some bolt-on pieces here and there, but every car moves along. You can do this Power Surge. So you've all ridden the Power. Well, I hope you all ridden the Power Surge. It's a very fun ride. But it opened this past October. Finally, we got it a year before. We got it in spring of 2025. But it's all back and running together. Running fine, and will be opening day for 2026. Oh, look what we got!
Oh. Talk about preservation.
Yeah. It's a kiddie turtle ride. It's not the adult turtle ride. I'm sorry. It's a kiddie turtle ride.
There's a hidden Cosmo.
But yeah, this is the one from Conneaut Lake Park.
We tried to get some pictures of it as an update, and it's not on property, and the shop that it's in, the person took about a 3, 4, 5 day vacation, and the only keys are in his pocket. So
it's four knots.
I wasn't going to reach in his pocket and get them. You'll have to wait for those pictures.
Oh, look at this! Yum!
owners meeting, and we have it with our we have 160 full-time people, I believe. And my cousin Stacy was at the stakeholder meeting, had the microphone, was speaking about food and the time that she worked in the Alamo restaurant. And she said, my goodness, I think in that season alone, just working there, I think I gained, I don't know what she said, 15 pounds. And she's, you know, thinner now. What does my dad say? Looks like Brian still works there. You prick.
So yeah, we have a souvenir mugs, but then we're gonna do the drink refills this year. So finally,
Eric Snow gave us that idea.
yeah. And we're gonna have online reservations for the campground. Well, it's time to replace that thing.
Work in progress.
And look at those two handsome guys. I wonder who they are. Look, I have Phil from Holiday World Shorts.
One round of applause, Rick.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, we're gonna have some signage around the park that we've celebrated in the past. So you'll see you know, those and historical markers and all kinds of neat little things here and there. So yeah, including our
Cosmo, look at that
Billy
spot.
Penn
Look at that one.
and as Billy Bear.
Those are your BFFs.
Yeah, Billy Bear started in 1980, I think. Cosmo, it's all about him. Yeah, that's it. The Grim Reaper, the bottom right. Oh, and a few merchandise items. So look at that. We have a little building block carousel horse. And if you thought the Phoenix coaster was hard, but nonetheless, we have some fantastic little things here. Some of those items are actually already at the park, ready to go.
On the online store too.
And somewhere in the online store, that's right. Look at those nice little mugs. Fantastic. They're beautiful. And then we have some shirts and hats. Some people are very excited. We have a new Lionel train coming. This is a Lionel train, and actually there's going to be some imprinting on the roof, which is very unusual for Lionel trains. That'll be revealed later. And we have shoulder buttons this year.
Cosmo, do you see it? Look at it.
Look, they're going to be on everybody's shoulder.
It's Mini Me.
We have a new book coming out. I'm having a lot of people there going, finally. We have some new pins coming out. So you get right down to your first visit in Colorado Brass Ring. So there might be a couple more. And we have the $100 books. So there'll be collectible covers. I just ordered them from National Ticket. So, right, and look at that. We have 100th anniversary benches.
No, we're not delivering them.
And we have a great big bench. Oh, go back. How big is the mini bench?
It's the same size as the other benches, just with the different logo.
The same size as the other mini benches.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Not the full size benches in the park.
We have a great big giant bench.
Right. You know, I was so happy we did this because you go up the Catskills and you Adirondack chairs and families get their pictures taken on those chairs and they're drowning, you know, in the chair. go to Wildwood and the lifeguard chair and everybody, and then the whole conversation turned into, well, what if somebody falls? Well, what if this? Well, what if that? Well, even what if everything to death? And there by the Black Diamond we have Engine 99. Oh my gosh, I think every person in this room fell off of that thing at a time, one time or another. Rick probably pushed me off. So I'm so happy that we're going to do this. We're working on it and going to put some logos on it. So you'll see.
We have a few ride anniversaries to celebrate this year. Look, the satellite, 70 years at Knoebels. First arrived from Kennywood, but there's parts from other parks in there. I think right now the carriages are from Bells and Tulsa. So it keeps on adding to it. Black Diamond, 15 years at Knoebels. That was a PTC ride. I think the PTC's only steel coaster. All right? Okay. Oh, where am I at? There we go. The Looper. So 20 years at Knoebels. Initially, we had purchased 2 of them with the idea that we could double decker it and one spin one way and one spin the other way. But that wasn't going to work.
I don't think I'd be able to watch it.
The Umbrella Ride, 50 years. So that we opened a whole Kittyland section in 1976. So that was the first ride there, along with the S&G Carousel and the Panther Cars. There's the Flyer.
I was a small child and I rode the ride with Dad, and he told me I think it was $5,000 is what we bought that ride for, and then we hung the cars the wrong way the night before the ride was going to open, and we turned it on. Everything was spinning backwards.
Oh my God, hitting the trees everywhere. It was a mess.
So the guys putting it together said, "Let us go home and have dinner. We'll be back. Put the ride. We're gonna, reverse the planes, reverse the tubs, and we'll get your ride open for you tomorrow." And we've run it backward ever since. That's just what we do. I remember saying to Dad, though, I said $5,000, and he said, "Yeah." The very next year, Kennywood wanted the ride back again. I said, "Really?" I said, "What did you tell him?" You could imagine.
Downdraft, 25 years at Knoebels. There you go. The Teacups, 40 years.
Oh, the PTC. There's a loudest ovation the entire day, Dad. They said, "The hell with you and Rick. Get your dad down here." All right, hey, Dad, I'm going to hang up. All right? All right, we'll see ya. All right.
Love you.
All right. Call you in a minute.